What's up, Bama Insider Nation? This is a score prediction show on BamaInsider.com. Trey Hannity, joined this week by Mick Gillespie and Chris Daughtry, our producer, getting back on camera for a second time. Guys, we haven't had this show in a few weeks. It's been sad. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to take your score predictions for the SEC title or the first playoff game, but hey, we're back for the big one. This is the national title. This is my favorite show of the week, guys. We get to get in the comments, hear your guys' thoughts. This is a show we've been kind of teasing throughout the week, and it's really one of the last ones before we get the national title going. We're going to get your score predictions, guys. Go ahead and get those in the comment box. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys for being here tonight. And guys, I want to know how you're doing, Mick and Chris. But before we start, I just got to say thank you to everybody for supporting the show throughout the year. The support these last few weeks has been amazing. And you guys always getting in here to, give your scores and, just kind of hang out for the hour has been a great time. So I wanted to start by saying thank you. It's been a big week for the Gumps. We got the karate emojis flying around. How's your guys' week going?
Look, I got the karate emoji. I was quick to jump on that bandwagon. I immediately knew the crane kick was, but underneath of that, the dojo where obviously Alabama trains for these epic matches, and I went right there with it. Nice win for basketball yesterday. When you can go down to Florida and play like that, that's a good one. But I'll tell you what, just preparing for this national championship game, I have no idea what's going to happen. I can tell you what I hope's going to happen and what I think's going to happen, but to be honest with you, this is one of the toughest games to handicap in so many different ways, but it's also really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. This is my favorite show of the year that we do. We didn't do it for the Cincinnati game, but we're going to be back here for the national championship game. I'm looking forward to it too, Mick. I'm the same way as you. I have no idea how this game is going to go. It could be like a 26-23 kind of game, or it could be like a 48-42 kind of game. I just really don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how both teams play differently than they did last time. I put this together today. I actually kind of messed up on the Bryce Young stats right there. That's actually Stetson Bennett's stats. But it kind of shows you where we attacked Georgia in that first game. You see it a lot over the middle and to the right side of the field. So, it's going to be interesting to see what we do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Chris, awesome graphic there. Thank you for getting that together. Stetson Bennett or not. This is really a matchup that we've had a lot of time to talk about and, kind of talk about some of the different factors that go into this game, the rivalry, the lead up, how personal this is. But, what do you guys expect to happen right away in this game? I think the energy, is obviously going to be even more intense in the SEC championship game. How does Alabama kind of set the tone in this game and, get off to the good start? Chris, you want to get us started here?
Yeah, I think really the key is we have to run the ball. Our offensive line has to get it going, just like they did the first time in the Georgia game. Allowed 0 sacks in that first game, which was a surprise to almost everybody. We heard all year long about, Georgia was going to come in and they were just going to dominate in the trenches. And really, Alabama was the one that did that. So I think that's going to be the key, getting Slade Bolden the ball early in those short, quick passes. We've seen Alabama do that a lot this year just to kind of get Bryce Young going, get those young receivers going. So, I think that's what we got to do. In Jersey Dolphins, we appreciate the $10 RTR Bama 28-16. Excuse me. I like that. I like that score prediction.
Look, I think Alabama is going to have to play fast again. They're also going to have to weather the early storm. There's going to be a lot of emotion coming out of the Georgia side of the field after the loss and all of the disappointment that they had in the game, hearing all of the noise about how good Alabama is. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a boxing match, and they're going to come out throwing their haymakers early in the game. Alabama's got to be careful not to make any mistakes at that point. But I think it comes down to Alabama continuing to play fast. Maybe they don't have John Mechie this time around, but they incorporate some screen passes, just some quick dumps, maybe dump to the wide receiver, bubble screens to the wide outs, those type of things to try to get the ball out of Bryce Young's hands and really keep Georgia their defense from being able to get a pass rush. I think that the Dogs are going to blitz a lot more this game. Alabama's going to have to be prepared for that, and also they're also going to try to stunt and move around more. I think they're going to try to do the same thing Texas A&M did against Alabama, and that's overload the right side of the line. And we'll see. A lot of times Bryce Young's able to run out of that.
Yeah, no, he is. I mean, we've seen it all year long. And, like you said, I think they're going to kind of spread the field, work it around a lot of different ways. But, this game is one that I think you kind of have to gain the energy early because, both defenses have been so hot. It might be hard to come back in a game like this. Guys, keep getting in the comments. I'm seeing some karate emojis already. Keep those going. Maybe we need a karate emoji to verify that, you're official Bama Insider super fan. So we'll keep those going. And guys, let us know where you're watching from tonight. I saw somebody in here from Decatur, Alabama. I know we got people all over the place. We got somebody in Hawaii, usually some Brooklyn followers all over. So thank you guys for being here tonight. We're going to get to the score predictions in a second. I know, Mick, we only have you for the first little bit of this show. So we're going to get your score prediction at the end of the segment. But guys, what's kind of been your favorite part of the season as we shift gears a little bit here and kind of talk about the season as a whole? In recap, what was your favorite moment? There was a lot of ups and downs, and this team looked a lot different throughout the season, from Miami to Texas A&M, and obviously up to the SEC title, and to where they are now. But what was your guys' favorite moment? Mick, what did you think was the best?
Well, look, it's almost felt like it's been two different seasons. I didn't expect Alabama to be in the national championship game. I knew Nick Saban is the GOAT. He's a great coach, but at the beginning of the season, things got off to a really good start, and then all of a sudden it was like the game against Florida they should have lost. They ended up losing to Texas A&M. They struggled against LSU, and they should have lost to Auburn. And that Auburn game was miserable. I mean, just to tell you guys, like you two, we're Alabama grads. I mean, are we supposed to be pulling for Alabama? No. I mean, we want to be objective, but I'll tell you what, with that, when we're not on here and that fan hat comes on, I'm wearing my my sensei outfit, my karate gi, and I'm pulling hard for Alabama. And at that moment when Alabama was losing to Auburn, it was miserable. It really hurt. But then at the end of the game, when Alabama was able to drive down the field and win, or tie the game really, and then win in overtime. When I saw Mechie do the crane for the last time, when Auburn was, trying to mimic the crane, which you can't do. It's an Alabama thing.
The kicker too.
Yeah, right. That was the moment, and since then Alabama's been a different team, and look, Kyle is the only person that I know that picked Alabama to beat Georgia the first time. I mean, that really meant it, that came out and said, hey, look, this is going to happen, and he was right, and it's a difference of styles, but it's also what Nick Saban has tried to preach to these guys the entire season. And I can tell that they found it is confidence. He wanted them to have confidence. They found the confidence. Like, they may lose this championship game to Georgia, but it's not going to be because they go out there and roll over. It'll be that Georgia played a hell of a game and beat them, right? I'm confident that this team's not young anymore. I don't see them as a bunch of sophomore and freshman players. This is a championship team. You see it. They're holding the championship right there. They're going for another championship. But I'd say the moment was coming from behind to beat Auburn and then seeing them totally gel to take care of business against Georgia and then Cincinnati. And both of those games, I mean, they really weren't even close.
They really weren't. I mean, like you said, they got that confidence at Auburn. I think that's a great moment. I think for a lot of fans, that's kind of the moment, that drive, that Heisman moment for Bryce, if nothing else. And, we kind of saw the momentum swing there. Hey, guys, get in the comments. Let us know what your favorite moment was. I see John Martin getting in here talking about, how ruining Georgia's perfect season was his favorite moment. I think the SEC title is probably mine as well. Chris, what did you think was the best moment this season?
I got to throw up Kelvin up here. I absolutely agree with him. Seeing Will Anderson really turn into that leader this year, just being a sophomore. And then you also have Dallas Turner, a freshman. Both of those guys have just stepped up huge. You also have DeMarco Hellams. And you said, Mick, that Auburn game was kind of the switch. I really honestly take it back all the way to the Texas A&M game. If you watch that post-game press conference afterwards with Will Anderson, somebody asked him a question about, you were the guy that kind of stepped up in the locker room. What did you say to those guys? And he just stared at the camera for like, 30 seconds being like, that's kind of between me and the team. Like you guys don't really deserve to know that. And, we don't deserve to know that, that sticks between them. But it really does show like the leadership and how these guys have grown up. They didn't start off very great, but if there's one thing that is happening for Alabama is right now is they're peaking. They're peaking at the end of the season, really at that Auburn game, the SEC championship game, and of course in the playoff game.
Yeah, no doubt. This team, it's the hottest team maybe in the country right now, the defense especially. And you guys both said confidence, a lot of camaraderie with this group too near the end of the season. We kind of didn't see them click at all times. They figured it out. They're playing together at this point in the season. I'm seeing some great moments in here. Bryce winning the Heisman. Of course, maybe just the karate celebrations in general throughout the season might have been my favorite moment as well there. I wonder, if we're going to see any sensei outfits up at the national title. If you guys have the chance to get up there, please represent the Karate Kid in Indianapolis. But, guys, this game has kind of snuck up on us to an extent. I think Alabama, is constantly preparing. Kirby Smart made the reference, they had a few-hour head start on this game. But, as we talk about the preparation for this week, what do you guys think is the most important thing Alabama needed to fix from Cincinnati? Obviously, they played a pretty dominant game. That was never really a football game, but Nick Saban says there's always something to improve. What do you guys think is the one thing that Alabama needs to improve right now before they play Georgia for the second time? Mick, you want to lead us off with this one?
Well, the game plan against Cincinnati was executed beautifully, So, yeah, we didn't see a lot of deep passes, but Cincinnati also had the two best corners in college football on their team, with Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant, right? So you looked at the matchup, and the obvious move was, hey, get behind that offensive line and run effectively. And then, they moved Jamison around, and he was actually catching a lot of short passes, which you don't see him do a lot. Most of the time, he's stretching the defense, or as Nick Saban would say, taking the top off of the defense. But, I feel like for Alabama, it all comes down to being prepared to block at the line of scrimmage, at the point of attack. Like I said before, I really think that Alabama's got to continue to do the little things right. Keep Bryce Young as clean as possible in this game. Don't let them hit him. Don't let him get hurt. He is the key factor for Alabama. He's been the difference maker. It's not just the Heisman Trophy and the accolades. This guy's as good or better than any other quarterback that has ever played in an Alabama uniform. And I know that's crazy to say because there's been some legends. I was watching John Madden, career highlights the other day. The great coach. You guys probably know Madden from the video games. I used to have this Super Bowl book when I was a kid, flip through it, and it would be like him as a coach. And then he was a commentator, right? Well, his quarterback was Snake Stabler, who used to be on the Crimson Tide Sports Network as a commentator and a national championship winning QB, one of the greats. And I'm factoring him, Joe Willie Namath. I'm talking Bart Starr. I'm talking, Mac Jones, whoever you want to throw in there. That kid right there is as good or better than any of those as a sophomore in college. And so for Alabama, the focus has to be to get Bryce Young what he needs. John Mechie not being there from a leadership standpoint really hurts, and a confidence standpoint. Here's a guy that was confident going into that Georgia game. Remember the comment? It was, I go against the number one defense every day in practice. He basically was saying, look, Georgia's good, but our defense is just as good or better. Bryce will find other targets if you give him time, right? And so what you're going to see is Ja'Cory Brooks or Jaleel Billingsley, Latu. You'll see Williams. You'll see other guys because he's going to find them all because that's what he does. There's games. I bet you if he really was focused on it, he could probably complete passes to 13 or 14 different players in a game. Slade Bolden in there, just depending on if that was one of the things that he wanted to accomplish. He's super accurate. He's smart with the football, but you don't want to put him under duress and force him to feel a lot of pressure in this game. I think that's it. I think Alabama's defense is hungry. I think they're prepared. I think up front, they're better than Georgia, and Georgia's damn good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens on Alabama's offensive line. Evan Neal is arguably as good as, I would say, there's a handful of offensive linemen that could say, hey, you know what? I've had a better collegiate career than Neal, but he's as good as any of them. You take advantage of that. Maybe you run behind him, and then you hope the right side of the line's ready to step up. I'm sure they are, but that's where I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, no doubt. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier this week, Trey. You know, the freshmen that have stepped up this year and the sophomores that have stepped up. JC Latham on the offensive line, he played a great game against Cincinnati this past game, and I believe he played in the SEC championship game too over there when Chris Owens had to come out. So you know, we were talking about it when guys go down, we just continue to push guys out. They're all stepping up. One thing that I really want to see, you touched on a little bit earlier, Mick, is if Georgia brings more pressure. Last time, you know, they got a little bit of pressure with their defensive line, but they didn't really blitz that much. And Bryce Young, he was running all over the field. It wasn't like they weren't really getting anybody to him. They just weren't sacking him. So, you know, early in the game, I think we're going to have to dump a lot of screen passes off just to kind of counteract that. You know, it's like a chess game, especially being that we already played them 2 games ago. You know, there's not much that's going to be different. They just, both teams are going to attack stylistically differently. And that's what's going to be interesting to see what exactly they do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mick, I know we got to get you out of here, so we're going to get your score prediction. But before we do that, guys, keep getting your score predictions in. Keep getting the comments in. I see Kimberly Harmon in there asking about Kyle. Kyle is going to be joining us throughout the rest of the week as we lead up to this national title. He couldn't be here tonight, but I know he's thinking about you. Thank you for being here. Miss Kimberly, guys, get them in. We're going to get to your scores after we get to Mick's here. Mick, what do you have for this 2022 national title?
Well, look, guys, I've thought hard about this, and this is a tough one to handicap. I mean, remember last time I was ready to go to Biloxi and put all of my money down on Georgia, and I had to eat crow in the post-game show. I put some hot sauce on there because I love hot sauce, and we fried it up. We blackened the crow, and it wasn't too bad. It was actually enjoyable. But with this game, I just feel like for Alabama to win, they're going to have to score points. You know what? In the last 2 games, they've scored 41 points. I think they're going to score 41 points again. I really do. I think that's going to be part of it. And I think that Georgia's going to, you know, be able to get on the board as well. And they're going to score 28. So I'm going 41-28. I think that it'll be close, but I think Alabama's going to put it away late. And the pressure of trying to beat Alabama is going to hang over Kirby's head because Nick Saban is the bogeyman, we've been told. So whatever the bogeyman is, that's who he is. Now, I know the boogeyman, who is, there's been a song about the boogeyman and, the boogeyman, but the bogeyman is a totally different guy. And out on the golf course, the bogeyman is someone that I guess is able to play a pretty decent round of golf, right?
Yeah, average if nothing else. I mean, if you're shooting bogey, I think you're doing pretty well there. But
I'd take that. I'd take the bogey, man.
All day long. I mean, shoot, I'd take double bogey some days. But that's just how it goes. Nick Saban has been the bogeyman, the boogeyman, whatever you want to call it for Alabama. I think you're right. I think that's a great score prediction. Thank you for coming on tonight, Mick, and sharing that with us and joining us for the show. Yeah,
and look, I'll be watching, guys, and everyone out there making your picks. Get those numbers in. I'm curious to see what you guys think. And this is about as hard of a game to handicap as I can ever remember, too. Just I've talked to so many people about this game, trying to get a feel for it. And I guess I just have to look at Alabama's defense against Stetson Bennett and say they're going to get pressure. Dallas Turner and Drew Sanders, Phil Mathis, the crew up front is going to be in the backfield a lot. Oh, and then there's that guy, Will Anderson, that Georgia keeps saying they contained last game. Okay, yeah. Keep putting 2 guys on him and then let the other guys run at the quarterback. But we saw last time when Stetson Bennett is under pressure, he's not that good of a quarterback. Would that mean that maybe someone else comes in? Do you see Daniels possibly? I don't know, but I don't think Daniels would make that much of a difference in a game like this. I think you stick with Bennett, but I really feel like the key matchup to me outside of Alabama's offensive line is Alabama's defense up front and watching them continue to put pressure on Georgia.
No doubt about it. I mean, this game is just one that I think Stetson Bennett said it best. It's 11 of the best 11 on, 11 of the other best 11 in the country. So I think that it's just going to be kind of who executes and, who can adjust throughout this game. But, overall, it's going to be a fun one. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and get our first round of score predictions in here. We don't have any music this week like we typically do, unfortunately. But if you guys are new to our score prediction show, Chris is going to pick them out. He's going to put them on the screen. I'm going to read them off, and then we're going to go ahead and give ours at the end of the show. And, I was thinking, Chris, maybe we take the first 15 or something and put them in a raffle. We couldn't finish up our bracket challenge throughout the season. We didn't have the last round. We didn't get enough scores in there. So maybe we can do something, give out a prize here at the end of this one. But let's go ahead and get to it. Chris, wherever you want to start tonight.
Yeah, I'll start up at the top up here. You want to read their names, and I'll talk about their picture. We'll keep that going.
You can be Kyle this week. We don't have Kyle. He's typically our judge of the profile itself, the picture, the name, everything else. So, Chris, if you want to take over those duties this week, I'll go ahead and read the score. Oh, that's very nice. Nice and big on the screen. We got Aaron McGuire leading us off this week, 52-24. Bama. Roll Tide roll. All kinds of emojis. We got elephants. We got some A's, some tidal waves, and some footballs. But Aaron, I gotta say, no karate emojis. A little bit disappointing there. That's all right. Let's see who we got up next. Nice profile, Chris. Go ahead and give me the layout.
I'll be honest, Trey. I put the karate emoji on today on my Twitter. So
wow.
we're supposed to know about it. We're supposed to know about it first. So no hate there with no karate emoji. But get it on there. Get it on there.
No hate at all. And shout out to my boy Adam Wheel for getting that trend going. That dude is a Twitter guru, maybe the master of the gumps at this point. So shout out to Adam for keeping up the good work. Next up, we got Madly Gaming. That's kind of unfortunate. We can cheer up the vibes tonight. Thank you for joining us, Madly. Got 40-30. Alabama winning this game. Keeping it simple. Chris, how do you feel about this profile?
I mean, I can understand, playing COD sometimes it will really get you mad. Sometimes there's hackers in there, and gaming can really get you mad. If you've ever played Madden, you've been mad before. So, I mean, I understand. Hopefully Nick Saban's not going to be too mad during this game, though. Hopefully Kirby Smart is going to be the one Madly Gaming.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Madden can certainly frustrate you. The new Maddens, at least. Yeah, guys, let us know what you think the hardest video game is. We've been talking about this all week, talking about the new college football revamped. Really excited for the new NCAA football, too. So, yeah, certainly can understand the Mad Gaming, but let's move it on. Terry Jones up next here in our first round, 41-24. Just run it back from the SEC title. I like it. And, Chris, I love this profile picture here.
I mean, can it get better? That's what Nick Saban does every time he has a recruit in his office. He just shows them the rings, and they just come. They just come. I love it.
Shows them the jewelry. I love it. Terry, thank you for getting us your score tonight. Let's move it along next. This is sad about the music. I feel like we need somebody to beatbox in the background. Chris, if you want to take over those duties as well. Let's get Chris Camp on here. He has got Bama winning this one, 24-7. Alabama is on a mission. RTR 100. And we got the pump emoji here with the thumbs up as well. This is, I think a pretty fair score prediction. I have a low one myself, so I'm right there with you, Chris. Thank you for getting your score prediction in here tonight. Let's move it along. Next, we got Andrew Kennedy. Andrew coming in with 42-17. It's a 1-point difference from the SEC championship game. He's got Rammer Jammer, Kirby, long lost facial expressions are priceless. I love it. Love to see it. Hopefully we see a bit more of that in this national title. Maybe we'll see the ultimate facial expressions, because I think this game would be the ultimate loss for Georgia. But I love it, Andrew. Let's keep it going here. We'll get maybe 3 or 4 more in this round of predictions, and we will come back for 1 or 2 more. Guys, I can't thank you enough for getting these score predictions in. So many to get to tonight, so please continue to do so. We're going to try to get to as many as we can. We got Ed, keeping it simple here, 27-24, really close game. Ed, I'm right there with you. This is the national title. These are the 2 best teams in the national title, no doubt. So I think that's a really fair score prediction. Let's get some rapid fire going here, Chris, and while you get the next one queued up, Got to highlight my guy, the Inquisitive Prince, $5 super chat. Thank you for coming in here, Inquisitive. Super chats go such a long way, guys. If you've been joining us all season, you know that super chats kind of help our page keep going. It's a way to thank the Bama Insider staff personally. So, Inquisitive Prince, you're the Prince tonight. We appreciate it. We'll go ahead and get to your score. Alabama 38, Georgia 24. Georgia scores late to make the score look better. I think that's fair. Some trash time touchdowns in this game. I could see it. Got Bama kind of dominating this game again. Inquisitive Prince, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's get 3 more here. In this first round, we got Michael Till. I don't really know what's going on here in the profile pic, Chris.
I have no idea what this is.
I'll let you break
I have
this.
no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's eye grabbing if nothing else. It's certainly got our attention here in the comments. It's got Alabama winning this one 38-27. You know, the first time around, I think we saw kind of mixed results. We saw some Alabama, we saw some Georgia. So far tonight, Chris, it's only been Alabama. So let's keep it going. 2 more here in this round. This one's from Jim Gallagher. Love the Road Runner here in the profile. 30-24 Alabama. 6-point win. Closer game this time around. I like it. Chris, how do you feel about Mr. Roadrunner there? Meet.
Yeah, I think some of these closer 30 in the 38, 30 for Bama in the, 21, 24 range, 27 range. I'm kind of sitting there. I really still haven't thought of my score prediction yet. I'm kind of going off based on everybody else. But I like that score. It's going to be kind of close. One team. I don't honestly, I still don't know if I'm picking Bama or Georgia yet. So
well, yeah,
we're going to find that out.
We got about 15, 20 minutes to get that together. But no, I'm right there with you. This is the national title. This is not supposed to be an easy decision. Like Mick said when he was on, this is a hard one to handicap. So you guys are doing your best here. And we are going to continue to get to some more. Let's get to one more in this round before we move it along. Let's go ahead and get Miss Kimberly Harmon if we could find it. I love getting hers on early in the show. I know she's always first in line to join on here. She's got 58-7. Of course, ROLE Roll Tide. As always, thank you, Miss Kimberly, for joining.
Kimberly loves the blowouts. She loves the blowouts, man. I don't think all year long. And I love the mentality, too. I just absolutely love joyless murder ball when it comes to the Alabama Crimson Tide play. It's my favorite thing to watch, honestly. I don't like close games. So I agree with you, Kimberly. I agree with you.
I'm right there, too. I mean, joyless murder ball, it's fun to watch. But, hey, that could be some dangerous rat poison at the same time. So we're going to try to use all these Alabama pronouns and figure out the solution here. But maybe it's going to be a blowout. 58-7 for Miss Harmon. Guys, keep giving them in. Keep hitting the like button on this video. Help us get out into that algorithm. We don't know that much about computers, but we know when you hit the like button, kind of helps this video grow a little bit and helps our channel grow. So we appreciate all of you guys being here. 337. We need 337 likes. Jersey Dolphins, I know you're here tonight. I told you on Monday I would get you my score prediction. We got that coming up at the end of the show as well. But as we continue on here tonight, Chris, let's just kind of continue to recap this season and, talk about some of the highs. Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy this season. And, it was really kind of an interesting race. There were some other candidates, you could say. Matt Corral, CJ Stroud came on late, Kenneth Walker, Kenny Pickett, some other guys kind of in the mix. But, do you personally think that this was Bryce Young's the whole time? Or, at what point in the season did Bryce Young really win this trophy? And, what do you think this says about the future of Alabama at the quarterback position now that they've had that Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, leading up to that Heisman race, Mick kept saying it, he hasn't really had a Heisman moment yet. But if you look over the course of the season, I don't think he was ever anything but the favorite. Kenny Pickett had a great season. Bryce Young was still playing way better. And it goes to show for him his hard work and everything that he's put in, especially in the offseason, this being his first year at the starting quarterback position. And I was just thinking about this earlier today, listening to the Jay Barker show. They're, at the beginning, every single time they come in, they go over kind of his career stats and things like that, his accomplishments. And I was thinking, who are the greatest Alabama quarterbacks of all time? Because his stats really got me thinking. He's the all-time winner at the quarterback position. Jay Barker is. And it got me back, is it him? Bryce Young could very much be in that position. We were talking about A.J. McCarron. He thought he started for 3 seasons. And, I mean, it won 2 national championships for us. Bryce Young has the same opportunity to do that, Plus, I mean, he won the Heisman. He could possibly win the Heisman next year. I mean, that would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Alabama have 3 Heismans in a row, possibly 3 national championships in a row. Obviously, we'll pump the brakes on that because we got to win the second one first. But
That's really the Rat
it's
Boys.
really cool to think about. It's really cool to think about.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Alabama, whether that happens or not, has already built, I think, the greatest dynasty in the history of the game to this point. You can talk about Bear Bryant and that section of the dynasty, but I personally, and I know I'm young, and I might get some backlash in the comments for this, but I think that this stretch, and maybe not, maybe you guys agree with me. 09 to 2022 now, it's been the greatest stretch in Alabama football history. I mean, what Nick Saban has built is just unmatchable throughout the game. Whether it's looking back to Joe Paterno or to Bear Bryant or some of these legendary coaches in the game. There's nothing like what Alabama has done under Nick Saban. And, Bryce Young, I think winning it as a quarterback, the first quarterback to do it here, is just the icing on the cake for this dynasty. They've had a wide receiver. They've had a running back. They've had a quarterback win this thing. They've now won 7 national titles, 18 national titles overall. And, just the fact that Nick Saban has been able to continue this kind of through some different eras is really crazy to think about. Obviously Bryce Young having that big Heisman moment in the Auburn game, but one might say that the stats, could have won him the trophy well before that. But Chris, Bryce Young, like Mick said, is going to have to be a huge, huge part of this game. If there's another player on the team other than Bryce Young, because that's kind of the easy pick, who's the guy that's going to make a difference? Maybe it's a lineman, maybe it's a receiver, or even a guy on defense. And maybe we'll exclude Will Anderson Jr. from this talk as well, because he's kind of an easy one. But who do you see kind of being that X factor that not everybody's thinking about?
How about instead of 1, I'll give you 2. I
All right.
think Cameron Latou and Billingsley have to be the 2 guys to step up, honestly. I mean, we saw flashes last year of Billingsley. We saw Cameron Latou early in the season. This year, he's still got 7 touchdown catches on the season. That's only 1 behind Mechie, and most of those were in the beginning of the season. Now, if you go back into years past, for some reason, the tight end position is always the one that goes off in big games like this. And we were looking for it in the SEC championship game when we were kind of talking about that same exact thing. We didn't really get it there. But I mean, we could get it here, really just seeing those young guys step up. But Cameron Latou and Jaleel Billingsley, for me, hopefully are my 2 big guys to step up in this game and just be a massive impact, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's that's huge. Twice as nice. We got 2 very talented tight ends on this team, and we've seen flashes of greatness and them kind of be the leaders on offense at times. But throughout the season, we've kind of really not seen that room get activated like they should. I think Billingsley could kind of this could be his true comeback game where he goes crazy and kind of turns all those heads back. And Alabama, maybe he's going to need that. We talked about it the weeks leading up to the first matchup with Georgia. What are they hiding in this playbook that we haven't seen throughout the season? And, a lot of it was spreading the field. The deep balls clicked in that Georgia game. That's going to kind of have to happen again. Maybe 1, maybe not 2, like you saw against Georgia there. But, certain things are really going to have to happen on offense. And I think the tight end position is a big spot there. A lot of young receivers on this team. Well, a lot of, guys that are going to get some opportunities. Maybe the Ajay Halls of the world, could finally get their chance. Who do you think out of that young receiving core is going to go crazy? Ja'Cory Brooks, maybe the easy answer here as well. Is there anybody else you see that hasn't gotten their opportunity yet, getting their opportunity on Monday?
Trayshawn Holden, honestly. If I can't pick Ja'Cory Brooks, it has to be Trayshawn Holden. I don't see, Ajay Hall as much as we really want him to play. I just don't see this being the opportunity for him to really step up and make a huge impact just based on what we've seen throughout the season. But Trayshawn Holden, he's a guy that Nick Saban has talked about, other receivers has talked about, is a guy who really puts in work. We saw him a little bit, at the beginning of the season, make a couple catches here and there. It just looked really promising. He's fast. He's a big body dude. Yeah, he would have to be my guy to pick if I can't pick Ja'Cory Brooks.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I know there's some stipulations on it, but I appreciate you picking somebody at least, because there's really not too much direction with a lot of those guys. Ajay Hall, we don't know, what that's going to look like in this game or, after this game too. And I got to agree. I saw somebody in the comments here a second ago shouting out Ajay Hall, Danny Tate. I'm with you. I think this could be the game. I've said that a few times this year, and I've, really been a big Ajay Hall stan. And I have to shed some light on my history here. Back in, I think, 2018, I thought Tyrell Shavers was going to be the guy. I was a big Tyrell Shavers stan, and, it just never really worked out. So maybe I'm wrong here, but I think Ajay Hall could be that guy this game. Trayshawn Holden, too. The sophomore could step it up. Guys, let us know who you think is going to be the X factor in this game. There's a lot of young players on this team that have kind of been thrust into some roles here. Some guys are going to get some opportunities. Let us know what you think, guys. Keep hitting the like button. I know I say it over and over again. You only have to hear me for another week here in this 2021 season, talking about smashing that like button, but we really appreciate your support. And, the best part about it is, guys, we all get to hang out here together. We love getting in the comments, seeing what you guys have to say, so keep them coming. And I think we're going to go ahead and get to our next round of score predictions, if we could. Chris, you want to get us our next score prediction up there?
Yeah, let me scroll up.
Yeah,
let me scroll up just a little bit.
And guys, we're going to try to get in as many as we can in this round. There's been so many tonight, as we expected. We appreciate all of your predictions. This is the national title. This is the big one. This is a game that may be the hardest to predict throughout the season. Typically the two best teams in the country this year. That is the case, and that is why Dave 4708 has a 10-point game and Georgia winning it 34-24. This is the first Georgia prediction we've seen all night. But Dave 4708, thank you for getting in here with us tonight. Let's move it along. Let's kind of go rapid fire. I don't want to speed it up too much. Danny Tate, 45-27, keeping it plain, a nice simple profile there for us. Thank you for joining the show. We got Michael Stonebrook coming in here, 41-19. He's got Georgia with the slight improvement. A couple more points on the board. Alabama putting up that same point total and rolling in this national title. I like the profile pick. Then we got Jeff Musto up next. Said he's with Kelvin. He's got a 34-31 game. Another tight score prediction here. No winner on there, so we're going to leave that one up to chance. But hey, the score could certainly become true. Kelvin Carter, our field goal kicker, will be the difference. Alabama can win this game 38-35. I like that prediction a lot. I'm right there with the 3-point spreads or maybe the 10-point spreads. This is going to be a close game, guys. I mean, if nothing else, this Georgia team is going to be a lot hungrier than they were the first time. And I know, we've kind of seen some headlines and some national reporters address the fact that a lot of people are saying Georgia didn't give their best effort in that SEC title game. I think they did. I just don't think they executed. I think in this game, there's that same potential to execute, maybe a little bit more motivation, and certainly some more on the line for this one. Let's move it along here. Thank you for the score prediction, Kelvin. We got JG, a legendary score predictor, coming on the show tonight. 31-24 rather. Bama coming up on top. Up next, we are going to go to Bradford Hill. I love this name. It's just, I don't know, it's nice. It rolls off the tongue well. Bradford Hill, 52-28, Alabama. Nice B on the profile there. We got Jonathan McMillan, Georgia 10, Alabama 28, an 18-point win, another really decisive victory for Alabama. And, the spread at +3, this is something we addressed on Monday Night Quarterback kind of throughout the week. This is interesting. Alabama is almost a give me at +3, if nothing else. Maybe not money line, or maybe you don't expect them to win the game, but this betting line is super interesting. Just kind of looking at the results of the last game and seeing that this is another neutral site game, not in the state of Georgia. Let's move it along. Thank you for the scores there, Jonathan. This is our Philippines. Got Bama winning this one 49-35. And Chris, I think this might be my favorite score prediction so far, because we got a karate emoji next to Alabama, a little dog emoji there for Georgia too. Thank you for that one. This is our Philippines. Really nice score prediction there as well. We got Brock hopping on the show tonight, 41-24. RTR, back-to-back championships. Of course, Alabama dominating in that championship last year against Ohio State. We got some elephants, some trophies, 100s, and footballs. Seeing a lot of this tonight, guys. Not quite so much karate. You're going to need a little bit more of that as we continue here through our score predictions. Keep them coming. I believe we got easy money down there as well. We're going to go to Nick Bissop, 35-21. Defensive game. Bama's going to pull it out in the fourth quarter. I think you could certainly be right there. This game's probably going to come down to the wire. Maybe it's going to look like that 2017 game between Alabama and Georgia. Time will tell, though. 35-21. Another 14-point spread. We got easy money here. All-time profile. I love the picture. I love the name as well. And the score prediction, of course, Alabama winning this one 35-17. A little bit closer, but Alabama's still rolling in relatively dominant fashion, 35-17 there. Let's get three more in this round if we got them. We got Brad Martin 31-28, closer due to offense of Georgia. I think this game, is probably going to be closer for a lot of different reasons, but I think Georgia's offense is going to play better. I'm with you. It's going to be hard to stop Brock Bowers. That running back room is pretty dangerous as well. But like I think Jarvis said earlier in the week, put pressure on Stetson Bennett. Make him throw the ball as much as you can. If they only, run the ball here and there, Alabama's going to win this game. I like the score prediction, Brad. 31-28. Let's get two more in this round, and probably going to be our final round here tonight as we begin to close it out. Shane Elliott winning this, got Georgia winning this one, 35-21. Our second Georgia score tonight, and a 14-point spread on this one. Hey, Shane, if you like the dogs, we appreciate you being here tonight. Anybody and everybody is welcome at BamaInsider.com. And of course, guys, this national championship week, we want everybody to be part of the fun. So we welcome you, Shane. If you're a Dogs fan, or maybe you're just being pessimistic for voodoo or good luck or something, we accept the score prediction as well. 35-21 Dogs. Let's get one more on the night. Jonathan, I see you there. Bama wins 31-27 in a bloodbath. Very close. Hashtag repeat, roll tide. Jonathan, I love the profile pick as always. That nice front look of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and a close score prediction here to close us out, and calling for a gruesome game. So we'll see what we got there. I think this is going to be a really physical game. I think it's going to be a really close game, and a good score prediction to close us out there. As Jersey said, all are welcome here, guys. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. And guys, like I said at the top of the show, we can't thank you enough for joining us throughout the season. This has been my favorite show my whole time at Bama Insider. We've gotten to kind of come on here and hang out and, just chill as we get closer to the game, give our score predictions, and, hear what you guys got to say. Learn about some cars, boats, a whole mess of transportation, throughout the season. So it's truly been a pleasure. But Chris, as we close it out tonight, gotta go ahead and give your score prediction. I don't know if you made up your mind. I think about 15 minutes ago, you're still a little bit indecisive. Hopefully by now you got a score prediction.
Yeah, I'll be honest. As we were going through it, I was kind of thinking, like I said, in the 35 to 30 to 28 range. I really like Jonathan's right here, 31-27. I think I'm going to go the same thing, 31-27. I don't know who wins, though. I don't know who wins. That's the only thing. I think it's going to be back and forth, kind of towards the end of the game, who's got the ball last kind of thing. I looked back. I've been watching past games between Alabama and Georgia. I went back to that 2007 game today, and the Aaron Murray game a few years ago. I think it's going to be a game like that. Both of these teams come in. Sorry about that. Both of these teams come in and just absolutely give it their all. It's going to be a bloodbath. I agree with that. You know what? Bama, 31-27. I'm with Jonathan.
I was going to say, Chris, we're not going to let you get out of here without.
I knew you weren't, so I just went ahead and threw it in there.
Go ahead and get it in there. And real quick, as we get out of here, Jacob Jett, talking about a game plan. Is it going to be the exact same blueprint? I think so. Stetson Bennett said this week, it's going to be the best 11 on the best 11. Let's see who executes. I think we're going to see a very similar blueprint to what we saw in game one, because Alabama doesn't need to change anything up. They're the best team in the country, and they dominated Georgia the first go round. I think we're going to see too much trickery. So we get a couple score predictions here to close it out. 52-17. Bam. Hugh Thomas. I love it. We got Jeremiah 6, 31-20. I believe Alabama. We're going to assume it's Alabama since it's our last score prediction of the entire season. We got 31-20 Alabama. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and give my score prediction. I think that this game is going to be a low-scoring football game. I think Alabama is going to win this game 24-21. I think it's going to be a really close game. And, I don't think it's a game that we're necessarily going to be talking about at halftime as one of the best games ever, because it might be kind of boring in the first half. I think we're going to see both teams kind of run the ball to start this game and, just try to beat your lines. This game's going to be won in the trenches. It's not going to be won by throwing Hail Marys like we saw in the first one to Jameson Williams. Those things help, and we're going to see a lot of that. But if Alabama's offensive line shows up like they did in the SEC title, shows up like they did against Cincinnati, Brian Robinson's going to have his way. Bryce Young's going to have the time he needs, and Alabama's going to win this football game. I got 24-21, guys. This has been an amazing night. It's been an amazing season. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. Hit that like button as we close it out tonight. Guys, subscribe to the channel. It's only Thursday. We got Friday tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and then the game. So still all kinds of coverage coming your way throughout the rest of the week. Kendall Fox coming in here with the last-minute super chat buzzer beater. Thank you, sir. We got Bama 48, Georgia 24. Bryce Young with 450 yards passing. Wow, that would be quite the feat for Bryce Young. But hey, why not? I mean, he's done it all this season and won the Heisman. Kendall Fox, thank you so much for getting that super chat, supporting the channel like all of you guys have done tonight, for just being here. Thank you for getting in the comments throughout the season and joining us. Until next time, guys, we're gonna have our tailgate show coming up. Leading up to this game, we're going to break down the game as it's going on, and after, of course, with our post-game show. And we're going to take some calls the next day and really break down what happened in this 2022 national title. But until then, for Chris Daughtry, my name is Trey Yanity. This has been the Score Prediction Show on BamaInsider.com. Have a great night, everybody. Roll Tide.